struggles and what we've got to do to change the circumstance so that people can make a decent and living wage. We gotta have people making the wage that they deserve. And they gotta have the conditions that they deserve. Right?
Wow, it was powerful. Roz, give it up for Ms. Roz Pellis, sister. I'm looking in the back and I want to ask all those that are down the street, by the tens of thousands, we understand we are going viral on the internet. It's just blowing up everywhere. Millions of people are tuning in. That's what they just told me. Those of you in the back, keep your eye up here so that we can be together. Remember, at the end, we're going to do a special ceremony to remember those who have died unnecessarily from poverty in Gaza, in Israel, in Somalia, in Congo. We're going to honor, and we're going to say because they died, we're going to live, and live in a way that death can stop. But Fred Redmond just called and wanted me to tell you he was going to be here. Something has come, he can't. But he wants us to know that he said he wants the media to know that AFL-CIO is fully behind this Poor People's Campaign, a national call for a moral revival, and this effort to reach 15 million poor and low-wage voters, infrequent voters this season, and push them to the polls. And that's over 12 million members of AFL-CIO. Come on, let's give it up. Let's give it up. Because when we come together, we've got power. Lastly, before the workers begin to come, that song you just heard, the songs you're hearing today are original. They're written. The song Take Back the Mic, Miss Yara Allen, give it up, who's the leading? And the song you just heard, Solidarity, Miss Sauda Ashe, her sister. We call them the twin trumpets. That's right. God bless you all. Come on, labor. Come on, workers. Give it up.
Director of Organizing for Repairers of the Breach and the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival. And I have the extreme honor and pleasure of introducing workers who have been standing alongside and a part of the Poor People's Campaign. SCIU is one of our anchor organizations, representing over 2 million workers who are going to share their stories. Yes, we're here for these unions. So first, I'm going to invite Rocio Sáenz, the Secretary Treasurer of the Service Employees International Union.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Solidarity is power. Solidarity is power. We can hear you. Solidarity is power. So we want to just say how much we appreciate this event today. On behalf of the 2 million members of SEIU, many who are here today, 1139 UIG, 1139 New England, 32 BJ, Healthcare Illinois, Healthcare Pennsylvania, Local 73, United Southern Workers, Local 500, 512, Local 400, we are here joining in unity, solidarity, and power. SEIU is happy to partner with Poor People's Campaign and with other groups, and we labor to end poverty wage once and for all. And we together, we're gonna march to the polls in November. And we are here today because we know this event, this This gathering is very important for the time we are living here in the history of our nation. We know how much is at stake in this election because this year election is about our democracy, it's about our economy, and it's about our future. We're ready to elect leaders who will stand with us. Our votes are our demands for a better future. We won't be distracted or divided by extreme right wings attacks on immigrants, on people of color and women. Because when we vote, when we organize, when we come together in power, we win. Forward together. Forward together. Juntos adelante, ni un paso atrás. Juntos adelante, ni un paso atrás. I'm pleased to join by Priscilla Hall, airport worker of North Carolina, who's here with me at the stage, and she's active and working, making sure that she's joining all of us in this election. Welcome, Priscilla.
Hello, DC. I am so excited to be here today to stand in solidarity with our poor people campaign and all our working people. My name is Priscilla. I am a lead cabin cleaner at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. My job is to clean, search, and make the planes completely clean and safety for all our passengers. Most of them fly with American Airlines. Despite being essential air travel, airport service worker like myself, we aren't respected for the work we do, for the struggle we provide for the families, to be safe for our families with our wages. As a single mom, it breaks my heart that I can't provide the life I want for my children. I'm sorry guys, it makes me emotional even to say that. I have to make so many sacrifices just to barely scrape by, paycheck to paycheck, just to keep a roof over my family's head. I don't even know what a vacation is. Honestly, coming here was my first time flying on American Airlines. Yes, that do mean I cannot afford to fly, me or my family. Every day we hear from passengers about all the travelers they do and where they visit. They don't know what we go through. They don't know what it means for us to not be able to take time off and go to the Bahamas or even Disneyland. It makes me angry to say that I have to live like this and my coworkers have to live like this while the CEO of American makes $15,000 an hour. I'm out here today because I'm sick and tired of helping American Airlines bring in millions of dollars to revenue while I struggle each and every day. I'm also sick and tired of seeing all the working people here today across all the industries struggling off of poverty wages and being left behind. Enough is enough. I thank you.
Come on, all the workers, make some noise. Oh, come on, all the workers out here, make some noise. My name is Keith Bullard, and I'm the Deputy Director for the Union of Southern Service Workers. We are workers that are coming together all across the South in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama to stand up and fight back, because when worker rights are under attack, what do we do? That's right, that's right. I know all of us are out here just for a moment out here in this heat, but each and every day there are workers that are working in this heat, that are forced to work in this heat without air conditioning, without proper protections from this heat. They're walking into work one way and they're being carried out on a stretcher the other way. All because the negligence of these corporations that's refusing to provide basic needs like a cool place to be at or water. a cool place to be at, or water. These are the things that we're providing for us here, so we know that these billion-dollar corporations, they have enough money to do it. Am I right? But the only way that they're going to do it is if we continue to come together, standing up, speaking up, being out there on the strike line, and also being out there on the ballot box. Am I right? Before I came out here, they said the South got something to say, and I want y'all to know that workers are standing in the South on the strike line.
When I say wake up, y'all say rise up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. All right, my name is Shay Parker. I'm a union leader with USSW out of Columbia, South Carolina. I am a former Waffle House employee of 23 years, current cashier at a gas station, and I am standing here because right before my trip, I actually got carried out on the stretcher due to heat exhaustion. Dizziness, sweating, nauseous, only for my boss to tell me she's been there all day and it was okay. That is not okay, and it's not right, it's not fair. We dealt with heat and safety issues last year at Waffle House. We went on strike. Our demands were not met. This has to stop. If we don't take action as a whole collectively, they're going to keep mistreating us, making their billions of dollars. It is not right. So if y'all are tired, get with a union and get collective. We arm in arm, stand together, fight back. Stop being content with the life that you live. It's not fair. We don't want to be conservative. We want to be comfortable. So y'all get with a union. Get with the organizer. Reach out. So follow us on all social media platforms. Do what you need to do to help us help all of us make a change. We want to go back to our families just like they go back to their families. We don't want to live in a big house. We just want to live in a house.
That's right. That's right, Shay. Now, when everybody says our brother comes up, I want y'all to look at the diversity, and I want the media to see the diversity that's going to come through the rest of these workers. But at the end of every worker, I want y'all to shout something. We are the swing vote. Can y'all do that? Because see, they don't think that, but there are 87 million poor and low-wage workers, 30 million that did not vote, infrequent. If just 10-20% of those vote in any state, they can change the outcome of that state. Say, we are the swing vote. And we've got power.
Hello, everyone. My name is William Kale. Hello, everyone. My name is William Kale. I'm a member of the Poor People's Campaign in Massachusetts and a delegate of 1199 SEIU. And also a delegate of the Greater Boston Labor Council. I am excited to be here with you today, accompanied by my three youngest my three youngest daughters, Yaviana, who is 14, Grace, who is 11,
All right, it's all right.
and Destiny, who is 9. They're over that way. It's their first time in Washington, D.C. I was on the streets on my own from the time I was 4, and in the DSS system from the time I was 8 until 17. My family situation was so tough, I knew I was better off alone in the streets than at home. Representing D.C. Violence, alcohol, and abuse of all kinds, caused in large part by poverty, was the main reason for my family's situation. I know what it's like to experience poverty, to sleep outside, to not know where my next meal is coming from. We are here to ensure that others don't have to know how that feels. I am determined to do everything in my power to give my beautiful daughters a future where poverty no longer exists. I have worked as a personal care attendant for 20 years. As a PCA, I take care of people with disabilities in the comfort of their own homes so they can stay in their community and be as independent as possible. 60,000 of us in Massachusetts have joined together in a union. And now, as 1199 members, we are fighting hard every single day
Yes, sir.
to transform our jobs and support our consumers. We are working to bring fellow consumer-directed care workers, brothers and sisters, into our 1199 SEIU union, so they can also get the benefits they deserve and support their consumers as well.
That's right, my brother. Thank you so much. We got some more coming behind you. Give it up, give them a hand. Give all these workers. Now what y'all supposed to say? We are the swing vote. As these workers come off and others prepare to come on, and we were gonna do a little something called We Are That Movement, but we'll save it for later. But listen, well, as the other workers are coming, we in DC. So we got to take 30 seconds and do something. This DC. And if you can't vote with go-go, you can't vote at all. Roland, if you can't vote with go-go, you can't vote at all. I know it's hot, so don't raise them all the way, just halfway. That like that, real slow. Say, I vote. I vote. We are the swing vote. And we will go to the polls. Come on. We are the swing vote. And we will go to the polls. Can you wave your hands in the back? Can you wave your hands on the side? Come on, workers, come on. Can you wave your hands down front? Can you tell your neighbor, don't get too hot. Just be cool. But make sure you go to the polls. Because we are the swing vote. Now y'all know my 91-year-old mama down here waving her hand. Come on, we got 15 more seconds. Come on, band. 15 more seconds.
For the Communication Workers of America, or CWA. And we are proud to be here today to demand that our elected officials address the immoral reality of mass poverty and low wages in the richest country on the planet. As I stand here today, I am reminded of another historic gathering of the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom in 1963. Those marchers understood many of the things we're concerned about today. They understood that the federal government can play in uplifting families out of poverty, not just through legislation, but by ensuring that its own employment and contracting policies resulted in dignified jobs at decent wages. Over 50 years have passed, but many federal contract workers cannot make ends meet on their low-wage jobs, and they are treated with disrespect on the job. And that's not right. So some of those workers are here with me today. They work for a massive, for-profit federal contractor called Maximus, mostly in the South. These workers are mostly women of color. They are skipping meals to afford to pay bills. They're avoiding going to the doctor, about worrying, racking up more medical bills. They are going to work while sick and in pain because they are terrified of losing their job, sleeping in cars and couches. They can't afford a stable place to live, and that's not right! As communication workers know, I present to you Adriana Lewis!
We are the swing boat.
Hello everyone, my name is Adriana Lewis and I've worked at the Federal Call Center in Hattiesburg, Mississippi for 3 years now. I handle both Medicare and the Affordable Care Act Marketplace calls. People call me all day long with their health coverage problems and I'm proud to help them the best that I can, showing them that I care and to get help as I would want for my family members. When I joined my co-workers to demand a living wage and a union for our important work, Maximus responded with a campaign to scare us from using our federal guaranteed rights to organize. One of my supervisors even tried to convince me and my co-workers that asking for a living wage and a union could lead to layoffs and our sites getting shut down. So I have to deal with families calling us in crisis every day or being very disrespectful callers. One has called over 45 times, but I have to stay on the line in order to not be punished. We deal with all this given on low wages and high medical costs that keep us living paycheck to paycheck. Last fall, Maximus sent out an email asking us to donate clothing to our co-workers in need. Let me say that again. A Maximus company that is paid billions of dollars asking me to donate clothes to co-workers. And that ain't right. It's unacceptable. In the wealthiest country, it gotta stop now. My co-workers and I demand a living wage that doesn't force us to rely on charity or government aid programs to get by. We demand coverage that is affordable and actually help us stay healthy. We demand the ability to form a union without fear. One union, one fight. We don't play NCWA. We don't play NCWA.
We are the swing boat.
Good morning, good morning. My name is Raymond Jackson. I'm the president business agent of ATU Local 689. We represent the transit workers in this region. If you came here on public transit, then more than likely you was with one of my members got you here. That's DC Metro, Fairfax Connector, DC Circulator, Loud Connector, Metro Access. Anybody around here moving bus, it's us. With that being said, I'll say this, and everybody who know me know Ray always have a story to tell. When I was a kid, I asked my mom, I said, Mom, are we middle class? She said, no, boy, we upper poor. I said, oh my God. All this time I've been thinking I was middle class. So the first thing we did, and asked anybody in this region, who moved this region? ATU Local 689 have had more strikes in this region than any other local around here. And we are proud of it. Because I told my mom years later that I'm not a union leader, I'm an organizer. I organize poor people and I welcome them into the middle class. And if you go look at any contract we did, all our contracts took poor people and welcomed them to the middle class. And then we don't forget where we come from. We go back to those same communities. And we started a CDL training course, and I'm putting it out there to the public. No matter which one of these project neighborhoods you live in, we'll take you. And we'll try and help you find a job in one of our transit systems. Come on down. Who moved this region?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. My name, as Mr. President said, my name is Rashid Mahamdi. I'm here, I'm pleased to be speaking with you today. We are gathered here for a special reason. We are here to give our voice for collective struggle, to demand more from our country. After all, we know that putting people behind, above the profit is the right thing to do, to build the true liberty and justice for all. This Poor People March, a revival, a moral revival, for moral revival is very important. Working people, not only in DC area, but all around the country, has been consistently be pushed to the brink by organized
Let's listen up, y'all.
greed.
Listen up. Let's listen
By
up.
organized greed. And we know counter to organized greed is organized people, organized labor. I've been working with Fairfax Connector for over 20 years. And I come from small town from Morocco, and I am American citizen, and I'm proud to be member of ATU Local 689.
That's right.
However, me and my sibling in labor have been often struggled and have been struggled too hard against what we hoped were lyric of the past. Let me be clear: white collar, law breaking, greed, exploitation from capitalism, reinforced poverty, suffering, and inequality. What I saw from our own company, Transdev from Fairfax Connector, is evidence of that.
We are the swing vote. We are the swing vote. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I want you all to do something for me. Shh. Now you know the powers that be aren't gonna listen to us if we don't listen to each other. Amen. So turn to your neighbor and say, now, we can't start talking. We gotta pay attention to the stage. Because you know if a camera's out there and they see y'all talking like you're not paying, the camera gonna turn off. And we want the news to hear this, right? So everybody help police one another with love. Say, let's pay attention. Because they're speaking for us. We are the swing vote. Say it.
The swing vote. Working people, make some noise. Greetings, Reverend Barber. Poor People's Campaign. My name is Dante Harris. I am a United Airlines flight attendant and the International Secretary Treasurer for the largest flight attendant union in the world, the Association of Flight Attendants, CWA. I've got a question for all of you. How many of y'all think that working people should be paid for every hour, every minute, and every second that we're on the job? Well, let me tell you something. Flight attendants are not paid for all the preparation time, the safety checks, the passenger boarding, or flight delays. We're also not paid for any time between flight segments. But I have another question for you all. How many people think that workers who do the same job, have the same federal qualifications, wear the same uniform, should get the same pay? Well, let me tell you something else. Regional flight attendants who fly routes for carriers such as United Airlines, American, Alaska, Delta Airlines are paid a fraction of the pay that mainline flight attendants get. These regional flight attendants work for companies like Endeavor Air, Horizon Air, Air Wisconsin, Mesa, GoJet, Silver, SkyWest, Piedmont, Envoy, and PSA. Many of you don't recognize these names, and their flight attendants are often in the shadows because United, American, Alaskan, and Delta brands are on the side of those airplanes, and passengers aren't aware of those differences. Well, I'm here to bring them out of the shadows and into the light. When I say same job, you say same pay. Same job. Same job. Same job. I want to introduce you to one of my colleagues, London Lester, a member of AFA-CWA and a flight attendant for PSA, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of American Airlines. London Lester is here to tell her story.
We are the swing vote.
Hello everyone, my name is London Lester and I've been a flight attendant for 17 years and I am proud to represent 1,500 flight attendants at PSA Airlines as well as 55,000 flight attendants at 19 other airlines and the Association of Flight Attendants CWA. I want to start by thanking the Poor People's Campaign and Reverend Barber for all of your incredible work to uplift our stories. Like every other airline in America, airline corporations have built huge profits on the back of workers. Most of you probably don't recognize my airline, PSA. When you fly, we fly the smaller planes under the American Eagle brand, and we're owned by American Airlines. We wear the same uniforms, we do the same work, but our corporate bosses have created tiers between regional and mainline so that they can pay a huge part of workforce's poverty wages. That's why it's important for us to come together and why AFA-CW is proud to be a part of the Morale March on Washington at the polls. We can't be silent and we can't be divided. We are stronger together, better together, and together we have the power to create change. Thank you so much.
Same job, same job, same job.
Died telling us to keep fighting from Kentucky. Put it up on the screen.
Right now, there's a move on, especially in Kentucky, with this new right to work law. Now, it's gotten rid of every United Mine Worker Union in the state of Kentucky. There's none anymore in the state of Kentucky. I've been a union member since 1968. I have black lung. I worked 41 years in the coal mines. But to get back to your question, when you introduce laws like that, you're not looking at increasing minimum wage. You're looking at going backwards. Right. We have an administration right now in place that is doing everything they can to set us back as much as they can. The war on poverty supposedly started 50 some years ago. We got an old saying in the coal mines, it's rough at the face. Well, where I live in southeastern Kentucky, it's rough at the face because the poverty in that area hasn't gotten better. It's worse today than it's ever been. And it's not looking any promising at all until something is done. And I feel so blessed to be here today to bring my message, what I can say, to represent the people from where I live, especially the coal miners that are suffering with this black lung. And I feel so blessed that I just got to come up here and try to get to talk to you guys. The last time I was here, I was in my fifth.
That's Willie. Give it up for him and say, Willie, we will remember. We will remember. Now, we're going to have impacted persons. We've asked everybody this time to take 1 minute. Go right to your why you are here and calling on people like you to vote. While you're here, we want to be honest, it'll take us about 30 minutes if everybody does what they, and then we're going to close in a powerful way. You don't want to miss it. You do not want to miss it. And so we want to ask now, if all of the, first I want to bring up one person, George Gresham. He said he didn't want to speak, but this brother is the president of SEIU 1199, 450,000 members of a union in New York. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. And this is a brother that all you have to do is say you're going to fight for justice, and he's going to show up. I count him as a blood brother, not just a blood in the spirit, because we got blood on our work. And I love him. His members love him. We thank God for him. Now, here's the deal. Some folk talk. They can yang at the mic. This brother bought 74 buses. Come on, y'all. 74. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Where's Jeff at? Jeff was over there organizing and bringing it with him. He said, Reverend Barber, I don't even want to say anything. And I said, but you got to let the people see you. I want y'all to give a big round of applause for George Gresham, our leader in this time. So we are that movement, and we are the swing vote. And he brought a worker with him to speak. Is that right? And she's coming right now to the mic. Come on, sister. Come on, give it up for her from the mighty $11.99.
So happy to see you. My name is Cynthia, and I'm an ICU nurse from Maryland and a proud member of $11.99. I want to say, we're so thankful to see you all out here. Yay! Give it up ahead. So when I came to America for school in the Midwest, I discovered to my surprise that diversity in the workforce was found in every single medical setting. All races, all languages, all cultures, all colors, all foods. On this day, as we reflect on the work of Martin Luther King almost 60 years later, it feels like we are regressing from the fundamental truth that all people are equal and deserve equal treatment and respect. We see this manifested in the way our congressmen and women treat each other on TV, who are either red or blue.
That's right.
Today I want to say that we have still not recovered from the devastation and confusion of COVID. Many lawmakers did not believe in COVID and spread disinformation about the disease, masks, and the vaccine. Hundreds and thousands of people died. The healthcare industry, which was short before COVID, has still not recovered. Nobody wants to come back and work in healthcare. I am speaking for all the workers, from the doctors, the nurses, the people who do dietary, the environmental services. Healthcare is a right. I want you to never give up, people. We are together in this fight today through health, through sickness, through heat. The only way we can effect change is together. We must vote. All right, thank you.
We are the swing vote. We are the swing vote. Now I misspoke. Each of these persons get 2 minutes. Reverend Liz and some others are coming to introduce them. They're all coming on the stage now. Bring them all up on the stage. These are the last speakers. They are the impacted persons. Their stories come from different places. Some are poor and low wage, and they're going to talk about women's rights. Some are poor and low wage, and they're going to talk about environmental. Some are poor, but what they all know is this. Most folk that are anti-poor are anti-gay, are anti-public education, they are anti-living wages. If they are cynical enough to be together, we got to be smart enough to vote together. Is that right? So bring all the folk up, everybody from each group, bring on up. Reverend Liz is going to introduce this first group. They're going to come, then the next group's going to come, next group, and then we have a powerful, don't you leave, because we came to do work today.
So indeed, we have some powerful impacted speakers, and the first one, and then everyone's going to introduce themselves, is Basse from the Apache Stronghold.
Hello, my name is Basse Pike. I am Cherokee Apache from Arizona, and I come from the old people standing in the road clan and the last people coming band, a resilient lineage. I stand here humbly with you today to urge you and to urge the people of this country to wake up. Right now, the United States hasn't ever changed since the foundation that it has started. And it only has evolved to spread the lies and deceive our children and our people. And right now, I am fighting to protect my religion. I am fighting to protect my sacred sites. Right now, with the Apache Stronghold, we are in a court case with the United States, and the United States is telling us that we have no spiritual connection to the land, when all people of faith know that the Spirit is within the land, that God created the land with the Spirit. And how are we supposed to continue in this world if there is no land, if the corporations continue to strip minerals away? It is not right. I pray and I urge you all to remember that it is Noble Sun, Mother Earth, that allows you to breathe every day, that allows you to wake up and live and eat every day.
Teach us.
So, don't forget the foundation of all of us, Mother Earth, Nago-san, and Yosen, the Creator. Thank you, and hey, Sean, I pray that when you go to those ballots, that you make a moral decision and our leaders make a moral decision. Hey, Sean.
Yeah! We are the swing vote.
My name is Wayne, and I'm from Wisconsin, and my story starts by saying I had a medical year in 2009, and by stating our healthcare system is broken, the most expensive in the world, does not provide world-class care, thus denying a basic human right to millions of poor and low-income workers, among others. I was insured but could not access health care because of deductibles for 10 years. By 2009, I could not walk without a bad limp. I had a growth on the back of my neck the size of a 12-inch softball. I felt and looked like the hunchback of Notre Dame, outcast from society. In January 2009, I fell on black ice due to lack of mobility. I had surgery to fix my broken bone near the ankle, rotator cuff surgery in March. The church luckily had insurance to cover my deductible, so I followed through with hip surgery in July. That insurance company paid for 3 surgeries instead of 1 I originally needed, thus driving up the cost of health care for everyone. Poverty is the fourth leading cause of death in the richest country in the world. I personally knew 2 people who died because they were denied their human right to health care. Sadly, these cases are the norm and not the outlier. I am here today to say that we already would have had a solution if state and national elected leaders did not have access to health care greater than the least of whom they serve. We demand universal health care. Prior to joining the Poor People's Campaign, I had lost hope of ever seeing change that would affect the future of my 9-year-old granddaughter who is with me today and the suffering of all people who lack affordable access to health care. I learned by joining PPC that we have the power to change the system together. We just need to exercise the power by voting. Poor and low-income people, over 1/3 of the elected in this country, join us, and together we are the swing vote. That is not saying to vote red or blue, but rather to say vote for candidates that support universal health care. Raise our voices together. We won't be silent anymore.
That's it.
We won't be silent anymore. Are you listening, Washington?
We are the swing vote.
Good afternoon. My name is Darlene Foreman. I'm from Philadelphia. I lived for 29 years and with 70 households in University City townhomes. Many of the other residents was there longer than me. I had the opportunity to raise 3 children who are all grown and doing well. This was our home. There were women, children, elderly, disabled, and bedridden residents on this property. We had schools, doctors, markets, transportation, and everything that we needed to raise healthy families. In July of 2021, the owner, Brent Altman, had told us that we had to leave because he was no longer keeping the subsidy or the property. We were heartbroken, scared, confused, and did not know what to do. But for 2 years, we fought to keep our home. The thing that pissed me off the most is how developers continue to come into these cities and point to a property and they just take it.
That's right.
So, and they don't care about who or what they hurt. The day the bulldozers came to tear down the property, me and some of the residents were standing there watching. That broke everything that I thought that I had left in me.
You're still here. Give her a hand. Come on. Come on. You're still here, sister.
These people come to our cities and they break up our communities and our neighborhoods and our families just for a profit. I'm so sick of them doing that to us. When I came to Washington, and saw the same thing was happening here, it's disgusting. It makes no sense. and they continue to do it to millions of people around the country. With that said, we have to stand up and fight.
That's right.
The people in Congress and make them stop doing this to us.
That's right, sister.
We will fight together. We will stand up and fight together in power. We won't be silent.
That's it. We are the swing vote. We are the swing vote.
Hi, my name is Mindy, and I have worked at McDonald's for 21 years. In that time, I have witnessed and experienced countless examples of how deeply low-wage workers are impacted by a system that beats us down and leaves us behind. I have worked with people living in the homeless shelter and one who is living in a tent behind Walmart. We work hard while being judged for our situations and being told to work harder. Our hours are cut, and at the same time, we are being asked to work up to 4 positions at once, hearing from customers and society that the problem is nobody wants to work anymore. This past year, I witnessed a coworker lose their housing because a mistake delayed their paycheck. Pay is so low and housing costs are so high that someone can become homeless because they missed 1 week's pay.
That's it. That's it.
Now I want you to imagine you are the sole caregiver of a parent who is almost completely bedridden. You work, pay the bills, and hold things together as best you can. After countless trips to the ER and being told countless times there is nothing wrong, when somebody finally listens to you, you find out that your parent has stage 4 cancer years ago. But because that wasn't why you brought them to the doctor didn't mention it because they're on main care. Your parent has just been given a death sentence by a broken and inaccessible healthcare system. This, my friends, is a true story. And it is these stories, the stories of people who show up at 4 a.m. so that you can have your morning coffee, who are told their job is for teenagers and that they deserve their low wages and lack of benefits.
That's right.
We deserve better, and we have to fight.
That's right. Thank you. Now listen, y'all, as she says that everything they're talking about can be changed through policy. And every policy can be changed by who you put in office. So from the back, all the way in the back to here, say, we are the swing vote.
My name is Gabby Madriz, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the American Association of People with Disabilities. I am also a proud queer, Latinx, immigrant, formerly undocumented, disabled woman. Disability cuts across all races, identities, and ages. Some people are born with disabilities, others become disabled through age, accidents, or illness. But any of us can acquire a disability or a new disability. And this is important to remember because disability and poverty are unfortunately intimately related. Being disabled can lead to poverty, and being poor can lead to becoming disabled or worsening disabilities. Many of you here already know that, you've experienced that. Maybe you know a newly disabled person who now can't get a job and finds themselves in poverty, or you know a disabled child who's developed anxiety and depression because they can't access accommodations in their classrooms. Our current systems are failing people like us. And I need you to repeat after me. We demand better.
We demand better.
In the US, disabled people are twice as likely as non-disabled people to live in poverty and far more likely not to be able to afford food and rent. And Black disabled people and disabled people of color face even higher barriers due to systemic racism. We demand better. Disabled people should not be an afterthought. We need to center our fights for justice around them.
That's right.
Seeing you all here brings me hope, and I'm gonna bring on a colleague, an intern for AAPD, who is a remarkable young woman who mentors young people who are also disabled to tell her story. Thank you.
Give it up. We are that swing vote.
Hi, I'm Emily and want to share my story. I'm proud from Miami, Florida. In high school, I remember being stuck in class. I didn't want to be there and just really ready to leave. I kept thinking and telling myself, why am I one of those students that can't pass the Florida Standard Assessment exam? Why is it like that? Why does it feel like this exam defines my future and to have a career in this life? I was frustrated, angry, and of course disappointed in myself. But that's how the system was created. I remember I was called to a regular schedule for the individualized education program, regular meeting with my family and teacher. I'm tired of going through the same cycle. As I entered the meeting, in front of me was my mom, my math teacher, and my special education teacher. 5 minutes into that conversation, my math teacher looked at me in the eyes and said, "Emily, you're a great student. I know you have done enough. But I believe this is the time for you to drop out or leave the International Baccalaureate program. You know, to reduce your stress and prevent your epilepsy." And there were people that were there that agreed. My hands were jittery. I was mad at the world. Why is this happening to me? Why does my feel like the world is falling apart? But the public education system and the people around us they don't believe in us. My child wanted to give myself a hug. I wanted support. I wanted to be loved and say that we could go further. I want a world where disabled people of color can receive accommodations and have a support system. Anytime and anywhere. A world that believes in us. This is why I am here today. I am here to make it clear that it provides in all of us. Together, our action, faith, and trust will take us anywhere. And this is why we demand our candidates and our elected officials to support us here and every day.
That's right, that's right. Come on, we are that swing vote. This guy will take a seat. While they're taking a seat, give them a big hand. Come on, give them a big hand, everybody. This is going on all over the world. This is the basis for us mobilizing how many? 15 what? 15 million. Poor, low-wage, infrequent voter. So we have power. Now, we want you to do something. Play that a little bit. I ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Do this, help your person. You got a placard? Okay, do like in church and fan them. Come on, do like church. Come on. Not too much because it get too hot. Not too much. Now, Sean, where's that water? Stop right there. Y'all bring more water, more water, more water. I don't see my marshals. I'm gonna fire you, even though you're volunteering. I'm gonna fire you, everyone else. Where the marshals? I want to see every marshal up front in 2 minutes. Every marshal with the bottles of water up front in 2 minutes. Oh, here they come. Here they come. Now, come on, let's say it a little bit. Around, I'm gonna keep on. If you sing, you get cooler while they're coming. Come on, one. Nobody. Yeah. You know. mind me letting my 91-year-old mother have a little bit of that? All right. You saw she almost got up and started shouting because, you know. There you go, y'all got this spray? Tell your story. Give it up a hand for them. Give a hand. And remember at the end, say, we are the swing vote.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Danielle Holmes from Mississippi. I'm the senior social justice organizer with Repairers of the Breach and the Poor People's Campaign. I have the honor today of introducing speakers from across this country, starting with Alabama, a Poor People's Campaign, New Jersey, Poor People's Campaign, Kentucky, North Carolina, Florida, and Mississippi. Next we will have Callie Greer from Alabama.
Hey family, my name is Callie Greer. I live in Montgomery, Alabama. Alabama is the 6th poorest state in the country. A state that couldn't find money to expand Medicaid that would have helped save my daughter Venus's life, but found money to build the country's most expensive prison in the history of the United States of America. They used $400 million of COVID relief money to help build this building. We know this ain't an Alabama thing. This is an American thing. So mothers, daughters, sisters, wives, all over the country are burying their children and loved ones because of the lies being told to us about lack and scarcity. Lies about not having enough. Lies to make us look lazy and make us feel unworthy for the bare necessities of life. But today, I stand before you. I stand before you, with you, and for you, to all the mothers, daughters, sisters, wives, and say to you, I see you. I hear your silence wailing for our children that are no more. And we ask you to join us in solidarity to fight and change the agenda that will stay the same as it was before. If we do not fight and vote on November 5th, 2024, this year, don't waste your pain. Use it for change. Your pain is power. Somebody's killing our children.
That's right. We are the swing vote.
Ninjusinzi Kokos Ramapo, Nawalataman Wudak, Ato, Ramapo, Munsi, Lenape, Anishinaabe, Anishi Kishalamokwane, Wachi Manatu, Elamiliang, Guggenai Ki, MB, Kashon, Tindao, Anishik Milango Matit, Walk Piscato Way. Hello, I'm Al from the Ramapo Munsi Lenape Nation in what is now New Jersey. And I introduce myself in the original Munsi language of Manhattan and New Jersey as from the Deer clan of the Ramapo people related to the original people of this land of Piscataway who are elders on this land, what we now call Washington, D.C. I then gave thanks to the Creator, whom we call the being who created us from thought and also great spirit. The thanks is given to our Mother Earth, water, wind, and fire. This Munsi prayer is a reminder that the earth in the form of good land, food, and housing, healthy water, good air, and fire representing good energy is the true wealth. Poverty is also poverty is more than a lack of money. Poverty is also the destruction and disrespect for our common home, our great Mother Earth.
Teach us, teach us.
So while demanding government protect and expand rights to clean air and water, let's remember that we are water. 60% of our water, 60% of our bodies is water. So let Ramapo echo and amplify our Ine Apache relatives, and it was really beautiful to see the youth, the young women here, and in this call for justice for indigenous people and all people on the front lines. This is a call to action on behalf of all relations, indigenous and young relations, for a healthy planet and life for us all.
Thank you.
So thank you for time to speak.
Thank you. We are the swing vote. Step up. Who's next? Come on.
Ain't no crime to be homeless. Ain't no crime to be homeless. My name Fogel, lead organizer for Kentuckians for the Commonwealth. To God be the glory. Can't do nothing without him. I know you're hot. I know you're tired. But if you do not register to vote, and if you don't go to vote, then this is for nothing. Because I just heard we are the swing vote. Can I hear it? We are the swing vote. We are the swing vote.
We are the swing vote.
Kentucky is ready to rise. We have traveled 9.5 hours on a bus. Forward Justice, Street Boys Council, Vocal, Kentuckians for the Commonwealth to stand in solidarity. Nothing is more important than the vote. So I want you to put your hands, just dig down, just for a little bit longer, and shout and scream. But it goes to deaf ear if you do not get out and vote. How many people out there is not registered to vote? Be honest. We'll register you today. Get out and vote. Stand for justice. Ain't no crime to be homeless. Ain't no crime to be homeless.
Ain't no crime to be homeless.
Ain't no crime to be homeless. Ain't no crime to be homeless. Thank you.
We are the swing vote. We got a powerful ending. Don't leave.
Hi, my name is Kathy, and I bring greetings from Raleigh, North Carolina. I work every day to care for our community's most precious resource, the children. Childcare is hard work, and if you don't believe me, I got a couple kids back home that y'all can watch for a day, and y'all let me know how that goes. But our so-called leaders in North Carolina refuse to fund early childhood education the way it needs to be. That means me and my colleagues are low-wage workers, even though we're doing some of the most important and hardest work in the state. I have co-workers who have gone homeless. Yes, that's right, homeless. And they still wake up and choose to work for these children every day. That's just not wrong, it's criminal. In North Carolina, we have funding starts tomorrow, June 30th. If the state does not fund early childhood education, then 3 of 10 daycares are at risk of shutting down. We decided that enough is enough. We marched on March 2nd with states across the nation. We called until they stopped answering their phones. And then some of us even went to jail.
That's right.
They told us we didn't have a chance to get emergency stopgap funding for childcare.
And who did that? The politician?
Yes.
The state legislature say that? The state legislature. And how did they get there? And how can they leave there? All right.
But I'm here to let you know that as of yesterday, the NC General Assembly was changed into emergency stopgap funding that will keep hundreds of daycare open for thousands of children.
Yeah.
When we fight together, we can
Thank you.
keep it in places like North Carolina General Assembly. When we come together, we can turn this nation upside down. Forward together.
Now, somebody shout, we are the swing vote. Now, brothers and sisters, they don't want us to believe this because they've been telling us so long that there wasn't but 37 million poor folk. You're not poor if you make $13,000 a year. All these lies, we are destroying them. There are 140 million of us. And there are 87 million of us who have votes. And 30 million didn't vote. And just 20% of that can change things. Say, we are the swing vote. Those of you that are in the back, we want you to come forward. Some come forward. Way in the back because we got a powerful closer and we need everybody to be a part of it. So start walking this way. Next speaker, next speaker.
Hello everybody. I am Felicia Gilliard and I'm from Tallahassee, Florida. I come to you all today. I lost my granddaughter due to gun violence. She was just 17 years old. She had just graduated from high school at the age of 16. She was currently in college, and she had a great future ahead of her. She was also a YPD youth minister in the church. She had 2 businesses, 1 full-time job. She was a CPA. She was a very happy young lady.
That's right.
And she had accomplished a lot, and she was very happy for her accomplishments, being that she was just 17.
And let me ask you a question, sister. And why does that make you want to tell people to vote? Why is it that because you lost, what is it that you want to say to America about voting and why?
Well, what I would like to say, because it's at the end, I would like to say, and it happened again a few weeks ago in Tallahassee. We just had another one. Also, if you don't vote, it'll continue to go. And I don't want to see it. We're losing so many kids all over.
Is that because the politicians keep passing these gun laws and letting everybody? That's what I wanted to get to.
Yes.
If you care about her daughter, then you got to vote for politicians that don't keep putting guns on the street.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's what we want to say. Say for your daughter. Is your daughter?
It's my granddaughter.
Your granddaughter. What's her name?
Her name is Marlacia Kitchen.
Call her name, everybody. Call her name. And say, and for Marlacia. We will vote. Give her a hand, give her a hand. Come on, all the way from Florida. Say, we are.
Thank everybody.
The swing vote.
We are.
Come on.
Swing vote.
I want y'all to see, these are people mixed up. It's not just workers, but it's all about poverty and low wages and why we have to stand together. Come on, brother, talk to us.
Thank you. As my brother said, water is life. I'm coming to you from Jackson, Mississippi. We wake up with a daily fear of being exposed to toxins in our water, our family, our community. This is our reality. Either we see brown water, which we know is dirty, or we have tinted water, which we don't know how long we'll have to rinse it out until it's clear. My 3-year-old has now gone 4 consecutive days without sitting in the bathtub because the water is consistently tinted brown or just plain dark brown.
And who creates that? Who makes it like that?
The politicians.
Say that again.
Vote in there. The politicians and those that we vote in there. The state of Mississippi, the politicians in Mississippi have failed us, to your point. The EPE has failed us. The refusal to put people before profit, the refusal to put people before politics has failed us. There's an entire Mississippi delegation along with me representing these horrors. This is not just me. There's been a breach. When the governor of Mississippi pulls a water truck full of clean water in front of his mansion, we sit there and can't drink water, there's been a breach. When Mississippi has introduced 36 voter restrictive bills since 2020, which 3 have passed, there's been a breach. That breach must be repaired. Poor and low income folks make up over 43% of Mississippi's electorate. We can fight this. We can get rid of Tate Reeves and any other politician that hurt the people. My grandfather was part of the original 1960s People's Assembly with the Poor People Campaign. The fact that we're still fighting for this, there's been a breach. We better do something. We are the swing vote. Forward together.
Answer. We are. Give it up. Roll it in. Come on, say it. Come on, musician. Come on, musician. These are the voices. These are our final voices. They represent that 140 million. Those of you that are in the back, start making your way. I know some of you on the tent. We want to be together for this powerful closing. Make your way, make your way. Don't have another rally, have one rally. Say one rally.
One rally.
Say one band.
One band.
One sound.
One sound.
One band.
One band.
One sound.
One sound.
All right, Mayors and Clinton.
All right, good afternoon, y'all. My name's Clinton Wright, and I'm a senior justice organizer with Repairers of the Breach and the Poor People's Campaign.
My name is Madison Ashley, and I'm also a senior national social justice organizer with Repairers of the Breach and the Poor People's Campaign. And we have a powerful group of impacted testifiers for y'all this afternoon.
We're excited to introduce folks from Maryland and Texas and Virginia, Michigan, Washington, D.C., Mississippi, Ohio.
That's right. Followed by testifiers from Louisiana, Washington State, Massachusetts, Illinois, and West Virginia. Let's give it up, y'all.
Let's go. Bring the fire. Talk to America today. Started with my sister right here. We need this mic on. We need this mic right here. All right.
Thank you.
That's-
Now what's that good? Okay. Hello, my name is Marlene Handler. I have lived in Maryland my whole life and have lived in Howard County for 21 years. I developed cerebral palsy as a 2-month-old premature baby with my umbilical cord tied around my neck. Cerebral palsy is a central nerve and muscle disorder that causes a lack of oxygen to the brain. I was diagnosed with CP at 3 days old. I want to repeat, 3 days old, because my testimony has one main point. I have been permanently disabled all my life, and yet the system makes me fight for my medical life care and benefits over and over again. As an infant, doctors recommended institutionalizing me, but my father refused. Instead, my dad worked 3 jobs, including being a professional photographer, to make sure that my needs were met. My father made sure I had everything I needed to thrive, and I got excellent care. Without my dad's constant care, I would not have thrived. You need to know that I've worked as much as possible as a paid employee for various companies, and I now own my own house. Through a special state program, although I am still paying my mortgage. Over the years, I have faced some big barriers as a Marylander with disabilities who wants to achieve a full and independent life. As an adult, if you can imagine it, I've had to prove that I am disabled.
Thank you. For sharing the testimony.
It is very important to vote because the budget cuts throughout the United States affect people with disabilities. We have to make sure they do not cut the program for people with disabilities. Because it costs more for them to live in institutions than work home. For them to live in the community. We want to be able to stay in the community. So it's important to vote.
Texas. I was sentenced to 5 years for illegally voting, for filling out a provisional ballot that never counted. August 2016, I completed my federal time for a tax charge, and I was on something called supervised release. February 2017, Tarrant County indicted me for illegally voting. September 2018, I was sent back to federal prison. 10 months for violating my supervised release. March 2024, I was acquitted for all charges. I've been out on appeal bond for 6 years, fighting to stay free. April 2024, the DA has filed to reverse my acquittal. I started an organization, Crystal Mason, to fight against voter suppression, to educate and to bring awareness of what happened to me. Don't let my story discourage you, but encourage you to vote. Remember, everyone that was on my case, they're elected officials. The judge, the DA, the prosecutor.
Say that one more time, Chris.
Everyone in my case are elected officials. The judge, the DA, they're all elected officials. In the late Martin Luther King voice, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Wow, give it up for Crystal fighting. And somebody shout, we will fight. Because we are the swing vote.
Hi, my name is Nikki Lynn Lee, but my friends call me Nitch. I am part of an Appalachian contingent of the Poor People's Campaign living on ancestral lands of the Monacan Indian Nation, currently called Stanton, Virginia. My story is not one of great renown. It is much like the millions of other stories told by poor peoples and low-wage workers across this nation. I have spent years being hospitalized, housebound, or bedridden due to my disability, and although I was able to purchase a home in 2007, I am now facing homelessness. I have struggled to afford the most basic of human needs, but by the good graces and generosity of my community who saw in me a life worth living. But it hasn't always seemed that way to me, a life worth living, that is. You see, my problems are not just my own, albeit I shoulder them as best as I can. They are not a mere individual moral failing on my part, because let me tell you, the neurotic negative in my head, which is all the voices that have ever said to me in no less words that I am a burden unworthy of consideration, well, if nothing else, it keeps me striving and trying to be better, to do better, to live better. But how does a girl who has felt nothing but rejection grow into a woman of status and perfection under generations of obligations to systemic oppression? If my problems are socially driven, then my suffering is not my own either, because unfortunately it is universally felt by those of us who have nearly lost hope for reconciliation, much less reparations, for the harms and grievances heaped upon poor and low-wage workers for countless generations. So I'm here today to be your beacon of hope. In a world that runs wild with greed and conceit, I want to remind you, my class kin, my status friends, go vote!
Come on and shout it. We are the swing vote.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ralph Gaines. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I'm here to talk to you briefly on the top of why we need quality health insurance. As a person from Detroit, I suffer with mental health, along with other medical problems, and I find myself questioning, should I go to this mental appointment or should I pay for my meds? With quality insurance, we'll be able to take care of all of that. Medicare is something we need, not a want. I encourage you all to get out and vote, and let's be the change. If you're going through mental problems, seek help, because we all need someone to talk to. Amen. Thank you guys for coming.
Say, we are the swing vote. We have not lost our fight.
Hi, my name is Angie Whitehurst. I identify myself as an American woman, Black, female, U.S. citizen, and a native Washingtonian. I do not have a governor, a senator, a congressperson. I have no vote in the national system. I live on the edge of becoming chronically homeless again from not having living wage, trust fund, or a 20-year retirement package. Healthcare changes from year to year, and so does the money need. I'm going to skip to the bottom of my message because it's most important. A beautiful document that I cannot access, even legally, because I am a resident of a territory that gives no access, no power, no authority of enforced checks and balances. You see, I am old, reconstructed Jim Crow and the current high-tech Uncle Artificially Intelligent Crow. I am just one person. It takes a nation of individuals and communities and states to advocate statehood for the territory of the District of Columbia. One more. I live in a U.S. territory, and I am asking all of you to stand with me and the residents who live in this city to have statehood, a promise guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. I need your voices, advocacy, and your vote. Take one step forward.
Forward together. We are the swing vote.
My name is Chera Sherman Breland. I'm here today for my dad. I will not be silent anymore. I grew up in the deep south of Mississippi. William Faulkner said, to understand the world, you must first understand a place like Mississippi. I agree with that.
Bible Belt.
Growing up in Mississippi as a poor little white girl was both a blessing and the bane of my existence. We grew up so poor that sometimes the community would come together and help us.
This is not.
The construct of racism is so ingrained in who we are and how we make our decisions, especially political decisions. 43% of Mississippians are poor and low income.
Teach us, teach us.
75% of those low income families are white. They're white, sister.
Yes, yes.
You don't hear me.
Let's listen.
During the height of the COVID pandemic, counties living in poverty lost loved ones at a rate of 5 times higher than the wealthy counties in Mississippi.
Wow.
They believed their conservative extremist president when he told them that it was a hoax. They believed him when they told them that the vaccine was not safe. My father was one of them. My father was the greatest man I ever knew. I named my son after him.
Yes, yes.
He was my person my entire life. He fought for me every single day of his life.
Yes, yes.
And I will fight for him.
Yes.
After 3 weeks of excruciating struggle to survive in a cold and lonely hospital room, COVID took my dad's life. Political expediency murdered him.
That's right.
And what did they do to stop it? Nothing. We lost 1 million Americans to COVID, and no one helped us. We must get out and vote for people that are going to help us.
That's right.
White, poor Americans believe that we are better than black, poor Americans as long as we vote for the wealthy white Americans. We are all the same.
Thank you, sister. That's right.
We all have the same struggle. And if you are voting against your own well-being, you are possibly putting your parent or your child in the grave.
Give a hand, yes.
Thank you and God bless.
Thank you. Now, when have you gone to a rally and heard a white Mississippian get up and tell the truth? This is why this is not about white, it's not about black, it's not about Latino, not about Asian, not about indigenous, it's about all of us. Yes, there are some particulars. We don't ever throw race away. But what we understand is there are forces that don't want us to come together, and since they are scared of us coming together, let's recognize their fear and let them see their fear. All of us coming together, because together we are the swing vote. Come on, y'all, begin to make your way up closer. We're almost there.
My name is Joyce Kendrick, and I live in Middletown, Ohio.
Yes!
I'm also the very recent widow of Jeff Kendrick, who died 6 days shy of his 57th birthday on September 11th, 2003.
On Friday, that's September 8th, 2003, we had an appointment to see a doctor because his leg was swollen and painful. We arrived on time, and we were turned away when we tried to check in because we didn't have a $35 copay.
Wow.
We were sent home, told to keep an eye on his leg and return on Monday. We came back after borrowing the money on the weekend. We were ready to go to his appointment. Before it was time to leave, Jeff told me that he was tired. He was going to lay his head down on his desk and rest before we went. When I went to check on him 90 minutes later, he was cold and stiff. The swelling in his leg was a blood clot, and it killed him instantly when it broke away. For the lack of $35 on Friday.
Mama, lack of $35.
My 56-year-old husband was dead on Monday. He was one of 799 others who died that day from poverty, the fourth leading killer in the richest country in the world. This is unacceptable. My Jeff should be here today. In Ohio alone, over 830,000 people lost their Medicaid coverage. More than we expected. I shouldn't be a widow.
That's right. Give it up for Jeff. Come on.
Say his name. His name is Jeff Kendrick.
Jeff Kendrick.
Say his name.
Jeff Kendrick.
Say his name.
Jeff Kendrick. And we will vote. Say, we are the swing vote.
Good afternoon. My name is Sharon Cayette Levine. I'm from St. James, Louisiana. I'm the director of a faith-based organization called Rise St. James, Louisiana, and we are fighting for our life. Our water is polluted. Our air is polluted. Our politicians are in the pocket of industry. Industry runs everything in Cancer Alley. And we formed this organization to stop a $9.4 billion Formosa plastic plant from coming into St. James Parish, 2 miles from our home. We have been fighting since 2018. We did the Jericho March, we prayed, we did everything we could think of. That plant is not here. That's the power of prayer. Whenever you pray, you have to take God with you. That's what we did from the beginning. We have another plant that's trying to come in. It's called DG Fuse. He says it's going to be clean. No, if you have to get an air permit, you are not clean. We don't want any more in St. James. We have 12 industries within a 10-mile radius. We have over 100 storage tanks, all storage tanks within the 10-mile radius. No other area in my parish has storage tanks but us. We live in that 10-mile radius. We live in the heart of Cancer Alley. My people are dying. Melvin found out that he has stage 2 colon cancer. Norma Jean found out she had stage 4 liver cancer. By the grace of God, she's still here. We are fighting for our lives in St. James Parish and through the River Parish, throughout Cancer Alley, and we will not be a sacrifice. And we are the swing vote.
We are the swing vote. Say, we are the swing vote. Did you all know that because of that fight, Miss Sharon was just named one of Time 100 most influential people in the world? And her counterpart, Brother Robert, where's Brother Robert? He's out there. We give it up for Brother Robert as well. Look at your neighbor and say, all this stuff is connected. Say, if all the mean folk are connected, then all the good folk and the loving folk and the justice folk, we ought to get together because we are the swing vote and we've got power.
Hello, I'm a proud Korean American immigrant from Washington State. My parents and I and my siblings immigrated to the United States with the promise of the American dream. We were told that if we are the model minority, the American dream will be possible for us. But now I have come to see that as a myth. It's a myth because currently in the United States, poverty is the 4th leading cause of death. It is higher than homicide, gun violence, drug overdose, suicide, and diabetes. As a healthcare worker, I have seen the burnout and moral distress of our healthcare team as they work within a system where people with mental health challenges and physical illnesses do not get adequate and humane care. In my family's life, we have also been impacted by poverty. My father is 66 years old with a meniscus tear on his right knee. My mother has chronic pain all over her body, but they continue to work till exhaustion. My grandmother, who recently immigrated here to the United States, do not have access to health care because she does not qualify for Medicare. Even for myself, I cannot afford to live on my own because of the high cost of living. But I will still have hope. I will not be silent because I believe that if we come together, we will make a difference because our votes matter. Because we are the swing vote.
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 Together.
Not one step back.
My name is Sabina Martin, and I live in the 8th Congressional District of Massachusetts. And I am a United States Army veteran, and I want to share how I was impacted by veteran homelessness many years ago. And today, thousands of homeless veterans are fighting for VA benefits. They're fighting for housing, navigating a complex system while sick, suffering, trying to survive the war waged against the poor. But you know what? We are the swing vote. Yesterday, the U.S. Supreme Court decision in Johnson versus Grant passed permits cities to criminalize homelessness by enforcing bans on sleeping outside when no shelter is available, denying homeless protection from the cruel and unusual punishment. How can sleeping while homeless be against the law? If you sleep, you get arrested. This system depends on us to fight for their wars, but we can't depend on them to guarantee higher wages, housing, and health care, and they allocate trillions of dollars to war weapons in a system that criminalizes the poor. We're going back to our communities and we're organizing every homeless veteran in our state, across this country, and we're uniting. You know why? Because we are the swing vote. We are a new and unsettling force, forward together and not one step back. Forward together.
Not one step back. We are the swing vote.
My name is Darcy Carter, and I'm a member of the Illinois Poor People's Campaign. I have lived my entire life in poverty. I've earned a bachelor's degree in my early 20s, but my life was interrupted by mental illness. Because of my challenges, I am one of the 135 million Americans who are poor and low-wage workers. For 30 plus years, with income from SSDI, SSI, and SNAP, I have struggled to live on less than $1,000 a month. Does that make me a welfare queen? No. What it makes me is a woman with an issue of poverty. We lose 800 people every day to poverty. I lost my father and one of my brothers to poverty. Poverty was not the cause of death on their death certificate, but I know and we know that poverty kills. Together we will usher in a third reconstruction and a moral agenda to save our democracy, and we will abolish poverty. We are the swing vote and we will be heard. We are the swing vote and we will determine every election.
We are the swing vote. Well, we got one more. A hollerer from the mountains of Appalachia in West Virginia.
Hello, everybody. My name's Pam Garrison. I come from the third poorest state in the nation, West Virginia, and it's not the people's fault. I'm here today to tell Congress to stop the lying, stop the cheating, stop using the same old smoke and mirrors to keep us poor and struggling. I was a minimum wage worker most of my life. In 1977, I was making $2.35. In 2024, it is $7.25. In 47 years, it has raised $4.90.
Listen up, everybody. Listen up.
You know, and the poverty index has been even longer. They ignore our cries for a living wage, but blame us for the inadequate policies that rob the poor and give to the richest. The veil was pulled back during COVID when a little $300 tax credit a month brought half of our kids out of poverty. Do you think they cared? What did they do? They dumped them right back in. Like they were trash, they didn't matter. Go ahead and be collateral damage and die. But they'd rather throw our kids back into the life of poverty. You deny us a fair living wage so we can pay our bills. And while you, at the same time, you're cutting the programs that alleviate some of the pain from the struggling without a living wage. COVID also showed us how many of us there really is essential workers. In West Virginia, there's 666,000 of us. We are the swing vote in this country, and I'm mad as hell. Our power together ran this country. We saved this country. Together we can do it again. Vote.
Vote. Somebody say I'm mad as hell. I'm gonna vote like heaven. We are the swing vote. And we will be heard. That's all over? Yeah, give it up, give a hand. Check out your video screen from Common Cause.
Emmett.
Let us get close, we're almost there. Bring the video up.
Good morning, I'm Virginia, President and CEO of Common Cause. Thank you for joining us for this important moral revival. On behalf of our 1.5 million members in every congressional district around the country, we want to remind everyone today that the most important thing you can do is have your voice heard at the ballot box. We have the power to change everything that happens in our country, but only if we show up. So it's time for us to hold our politicians accountable, to have our voices heard, to speak up loud and clear and remind everyone that poor and low-wage workers, our voices matter. We matter. That we, the people, hold the key to the future of this country, and we will be making the decisions. And if they don't follow our agenda, our moral agenda, we will vote them out. On behalf of all of Common Cause, we say together, one step forward, not one step back.
She said to us on Common Cause, our dear sister who was just with the League of Women Voters, around 600,000 votes. You know how many poor and low-wage voters could have voted that didn't? Over 2.4 million. In North Carolina, it was 74,000 determined the presidency. Over 1 million voters. We have been getting presidents in this country for the last few cycles for less than 87,000 total votes in about 4 states. And in those same states, about 5 million poor and low wealth voters that are already eligible and registered got discouraged because people didn't listen to them. And so they didn't vote. But there comes a time you gotta make people hear you. When people are winning by only 87,000 votes and you have millions, we must recognize what the media will never tell us until you show them. We are the largest swing vote in this country. Now, You got to have an agenda. And as we said at the beginning, we're going to send this agenda to every convention, to all the media. But today, Attorney Shalley, and Reverend Kaz are going to come. And that's why we're telling folks to come close, because we're going to affirm this agenda so that they hear we are united. Don't come telling us a bunch of stuff. We want to know, if you want these votes, where do you stand on these issues? Come on, Reverend Kaz. Come on, Charlie. And let's give it up for them as they come.
We heard the powerful testimonies from around this country. We saw that the policy issues somewhere here is also the policy issues somewhere there. They cannot divide us by this state or that state. And we're here to talk about what those 17 policy demands are.
These demands emerge, these 17 actions emerge from the demands of the poor, the 140 million poor and low-income people in this country who are working for too hard, for too little, for too long. And they are part of our call for a third Reconstruction agenda and resolution to end these injustices here and now. So call out with us if you are with this agenda. Ready? We are here.
We are here
To abolish poverty as the fourth leading cause of death.
to abolish poverty as the fourth leading cause of death.
We are here.
We are here
For a living wage.
for a living wage
Of at least $15 an hour.
of at least 15 an hour.
We are here
We are here
to end voter suppression.
We are here.
We are here
For full and expanded voting rights.
full expanded voting rights.
We are here
We are here
to guarantee workers' rights and labor rights.
workers' rights.
We are here.
We are here
For health care for all.
for all.
We are here
We are here
for housing for all.
for housing for all.
We are here
We are here
for strong social welfare
strong social welfare
and safety net programs.
and safety net programs.
We are here
We are here
to end gun violence.
and gun violence.
We are here
We are here
for fully protected women's rights.
fully protected women's rights.
We are here
We are here
for environmental justice
for environmental justice,
and clean air and clean water in every community.
clean air, clean water in every community.
We are here
We are here
for justice for all indigenous nations.
for justice for all indigenous nations.
We are here
We are here
for fully funded,
fully funded,
equitable,
equitable,
high quality
high-quality
public education.
We are here
We are here
for just immigration laws.
just immigration.
We are here
We are here
to address militarism,
military,
the war economy,
the war economy,
and we are here
we are here
to stand for peace, not war.
for peace, not war.
We are here
We are
for
here
an immediate,
immediate,
long-term ceasefire,
long-term ceasefire,
a release of all the hostages,
and a release of all
and an end to genocide around the world.
and to genocide.
And finally, we are here
We are here
to end hate,
to end hate,
to end division, to an end the extremist political agenda that is ripping us apart.
bring down MAGA.
We need a resurrection
A resurrection
of justice,
of justice,
of love,
of love,
of truth,
truth,
and not an insurrection of injustice, lies, and hate. Forward together!
together,
Not one step back.
That's right.
not one step back.
If you affirm that this agenda can unite all of us, from poor, low-wage people to labor, to religious, to people of faith, people not of faith, regardless of what color we are, what creed we are, what sexuality we are. If you affirm that, shout as loud as you can from the back to the front. We are the swing vote. And Mr. Politician, Miss Politician, if you want these votes, our votes, our demands, talk about, agree with, put in practice, our demands, and we will vote like never before. We are the swing vote. Thanks, Attorney Shirley and Reverend Cad. Now, we have Attorney Caitlin Swain, who's a voting rights lawyer, and then we want to hear from a 95-year-old woman who fought and died fighting. They arrested.
This month marks 11 years without the full protections of the Voting Rights Act. When a decade ago, the Supreme Court ruled we no longer need protections against Jim Crow policies, it unleashed coordinated, intentional attacks on Black, brown, and poor people across this country. Why? Because extremist politicians know that if we change the South, we will change this nation. This campaign is not fighting to save the democracy that we have today. We're fighting for a democracy that has yet to be. A multiracial, economically just democracy that will unlock policies reflective of the dreams of our people. We refuse to lower our expectations. A restored and expanded Voting Rights Act now. A new democracy, a new economy, a new governance that puts people and planet over profits and power. In that spirit, Forward Justice comes to you today representing dozens of leading legal and voting rights groups from across the nation who are standing with you arm in arm to support your project to register 15 million poor and low-wage voters across this nation.
Attorney Caitlin Swain was one of the lead lawyers in the biggest fighting the worst voter suppression case after Shelby, a part of the Moral Money Movement, and we won. And our goal is to touch 15 million because they're already registered. What we've got to do is touch them and move them to the polls. Caitlin, with our time, would you just introduce who you have with you that's joining your team? Just introduce them.
Joining me here today is my co-director of Forward Justice Action Network, Ashley Marshall. Our Special Projects Director, Attica Scott. And a leading criminal justice reformer from across the nation, Dante Sharp.
They locked Jonte up for 19 years for something he did not do. He went in standing as a man, he came out standing stronger, and now he's fighting for this democracy. Let's give it up. Here, Miss Rosanelle Eden. Miss Rosanelle. She's looking at us today. Bring her up.
Now we need to commemorate, we need to motivate, and we need to educate for the good of the people. The other night, when they announced something about some fraud, I said, why they keep lying? Because I want to tell you what I got there in the hot seat time after time. Is that they were doing that to set us back.
That's right.
And we should get interested. Everybody, go home. Tell the people, you're on the street. Don't just go to the store to get groceries. Go there, and if you see somebody, tell them about the movement. I didn't plan to march. I want to heels out on my shoes. You got to open up your mouth and be a committee of one. I can tell you. Say, we the people. 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 Say, better. 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 Thank you so much.
Rosanelle. Say in Rosanelle's name. We are the swing vote. Now the worst thing you can do is be loud and wrong, so we got some policy folk that always footnote what we holler about. 2 of them are going to come, a bunch of them come, but 2 are going to speak, because these are the kind of policy folk you got to have in a movement on the team, because people will question what you say. So you got to make sure you got somebody that can footnote.
Thank you. Good afternoon. The policy groups join the lawyers, join the movement groups, join the unions, join the faith groups. We are all one. I'm John Cavanagh from the Institute for Policy Studies, a close policy partner of the campaign for its entire 8 years. We are proud to be one of many policy institutes to join this action as partners. Our job is to make sure the demands and the statistics of the Poor People's Campaign are accurate and they tell us the truth. Today you will hear from 3 experts on the economy, on racism, militarism, who will tell us how the 17 demands of the groups that have come together are sound economically, are vital for the health of our nation, and for a dignified future for the close to 140 more million poor and low wealth people in this country. You'll first hear from Phyllis Bennis of the Institute for Policy Studies, then Algernon Austin of the Center for Economic and Policy Research, and finally Lindsay Owens of the Groundwork Collaborative. Phyllis Bennis.
Don't leave, we're almost at the end.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here with all of you today. We have just heard an incredible set of demands of what it will take to provide a dignified life for the 140 million poor and low wealth people across this country. The question becomes, where's the money going to come from? How are we going to pay for it? But we know the answer. Look at the federal budget. Where does that money go? We pay taxes. We pay at a higher rate than the billionaires and the corporations, but we pay. But where does that money go? Let's look at the military budget. Let's look at the military budget. If we start, we look at $921 billion directly to the military. That's more than half the entire budget that Congress has available. And if we cut just 10% of it, just 10%, we could have 9.6 million new public housing units. We could have 18.6 million people getting health care. We could have 72 million kids getting a spot in Head Start. What's going to keep us safer? Is that enough? No. But it would be a damn amazing start to get that. What else? What else might we get if we didn't spend that 10%? Maybe it wouldn't be spent on tank ammunition and bombs and artillery shells that we give to Israel to kill children in Gaza. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe we wouldn't give it to allow children to starve on our watch. Dr. King taught us that the greatest purveyor of violence in the world today is our government. And he was right. He was right then, and he would be right now. The Poor People's Campaign and all of our movements together, we work to fight against poverty and racism and environmental degradation and militarism. And when the U.S. cuts our budget, we can undermine all of those evils. We can stop sending arms to Israel, and we'll have more money for jobs and healthcare and education back home. We need to do it all. Thank you.
Don't leave, come on down so we're gonna move quick. 1 minute, come on, let's go quick.
My name is Algernon Austin. I'm the Director for Race and Economic Justice at the Center for Economic and Policy Research. One of the best ways to reduce poverty and end low wages is to make sure that everyone who wants to work can have a good job at a living wage. But before I talk about low wages, I want to raise the problem of no wages, the situation of people who don't have jobs but want to work. Last month, there were 6.1 million people who were officially counted as unemployed. There were another 5.7 million who were unemployed, but because of technical
Wait just a second. Anything that's not approved by this campaign, put it down. We have our own over here. It's coming out in a minute. Thank you. We're going to stay unified now. We're going to stay unified. We're not going to start that. We got our own casket over here. Thank you so much. Come on, sir.
There were another 5.7 million people who were unemployed, but for technical reasons were not counted as unemployed. And there were 4.4 million people who wanted to work full-time but could only find part-time work. When you total these numbers together, you get over 60 million people who are still needing work. We are an extremely rich country. We can put these people to work if we elect politicians who care about the poor. For people who do work, tens of millions are earning the minimum wage, but it is far too low. The federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour and has been stuck at this level for 15 years.
Thank you so much. I'm going to take a little pastoral privilege as bishop today. You can be mad with me later. But I need the folk to come on, because we need to come on up. We need to stop. Let's thank our policy people who are coming. You can get all of their information at Kairos, at the center on their web, at Poor People's Campaign on the web, and at Repairs of the Breach, because we all work together and we got to have the footnotes. Let's all come together now. Thank them. Now what we want to do now is normally when folk do a commemoration, and we're gonna bring the faith leaders up. Normally when people do commemorations, they commemorate and talk about what folk did back then. But when you do a consecration, the policy folk can step off, faith leaders come on. When you do a recommitment, you say, because they died, we're gonna live. That's what a resurrection is. Say, that's what a resurrection is. And we know that when we talk even about America's military, it ain't just America's footprint in Israel. You got America's footprint in war going all the way back to the unnecessary civil war that we should not, and took us here, and Vietnam and a whole lot of places. And even today where people are facing genocide like Yemen and the Congo and Somalia. And what our movement is saying is, because, but we got to start here, 295,000 people dying a year from poverty in this country. If you don't care about those deaths and talk about those deaths, how do you have credibility talking about deaths somewhere else? That's why one of the things Dr. King did, he always said to America, how in the world can you criticize what's going on over there if you're not dealing with what's happening right here? You can't do that. That's immoral inconsistency. And so what we're going to do right now is we've asked something unique. Because I'm really tired of us just fighting one another and acting like somebody's just my enemy because they're white, or somebody's my enemy because they're black, or somebody's my enemy because they're Jewish, somebody's my enemy because they're Muslim, Palestine. And we don't even recognize that there are some Palestinians that are supportive of Israel and despise Hamas. There are some Israeli Jewish people that are supportive of Palestinians and despise what that regime is doing right now. There are some white people that are bothered by what's happening in the Congo and what's happening in Somalia. And if we're gonna go forward, we're gonna have to find those of us who wanna be human beings. And it doesn't matter who's dead. If they're dead because of violent policy, we will stand against it. So we've asked these clergy to come. And this casket represents, and the reason I didn't want the other two over there, because I wanted us to focus here, this real casket represents the 295,000 people that die in this country Since we've been here today, 400 people have died from poverty unnecessarily. I've watched Liz at times cry about that. She just break out crying. And if you think about it, it will make you cry. 350,000 people died during COVID so far because they didn't have health care. How can you can't jump over that and be arguing about killing somewhere else. You gotta talk about it all. And then we've had over 1,000 people killed on October the 7th, women and children and others. Jewish people, many of them Jewish people who supported Palestine. Ruthless killing. Then we've had a response of tens of thousands of people, unnecessary women and children, being killed by Netanyahu and his regime. So today, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna have a Jewish sister come up here and speak for Palestinians. Let's do this different. We're gonna have a Jewish sister come up here and speak and about against the violence happening to Palestinians. And you have a Palestinian Muslim sister come up here and speak against the violence that's happening to Jewish people. We're gonna be a human community. And then you're gonna have a Unitarian and a Christian disciple that's gonna speak against all this violence and killing that's happening from the Congo to Somalia. And we're gonna look at this casket and we're gonna say, look at the people.
Look at the people.
And then Liz and I are gonna come and she's gonna open by reading our commitment for today. We're reading it with millions of people online still. And then we're gonna close with a special song. You don't wanna miss it. So come on, these two sisters, they're gonna stand together, one Jewish and one Muslim. Can we welcome them?
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Sheila Katz, CEO of National Council of Jewish Women.
I'm Anila Ali, the CEO of American Muslim Multi-Faith Women's Empowerment Council. Salamu alaikum.
We stand together, arm in arm, united for love, peace, and justice.
Alhamdulillah, I am a Muslim and I know my religion strictly prohibits the killing of any non-combatants. The brutal killing of over 1,000 women, children, and families by Hamas in Israel on October 7th is an unspeakable tragedy. My heart is heavy as I mourn each precious life that was lost, and I extend my sympathy with the grieving families and communities. Every single life taken is an irreplaceable loss.
I also mourn for every Palestinian civilian, including thousands of innocent children who have been killed since. Each person was precious, holy, and deserving of a life filled with peace and dignity. My heart aches for the immense loss and suffering endured by their families and communities. The value of each human life transcends all boundaries. In both Jewish and Muslim traditions, every life is precious and sacred. Judaism teaches us, B'Tselem Elohim, that we are all created in the image of the divine.
Like Judaism and Christianity, Quran says you save a life, you've saved humanity. Islam, my religion, calls for the sanctity of every human life. In fact, the sanctity of life and the human body is one of the most important aspects of Islam. That's what completes our faith and makes us Muslim.
Together, we want a negotiated agreement accepted by both Hamas and Israel's government to end this war, release the hostages, and increase humanitarian aid. Every second counts to save more lives.
Amen. Release the hostages and let's build peace. Together, we mourn the impact of poverty across this country. Together, we commit to safety, equity, and justice for Palestinians, Israelis, and all people everywhere. Together, we dream for the children to thrive with their neighbors. May Allah grant us the day that we see more books than bombs in the hands of children. ليكون السلام والحب في قلوبنا. May peace and love be in our hearts.
May we all soon know peace. Shalom.
Salamu alaikum, ameen, ya Rabbul Alameen.
We've already called for that, my brother. Let us listen, let us honor these two women. Let's honor these two women. Let's honor these two sisters. Now let's hear the other clergy that are standing.
I'm Alvin Jackson, pastor in the Christian Church Disciples of Christ. We are called to love one another and seek justice for all.
I'm Reverend Terry Hort Owens, also a minister in the Christian Church Disciples of Christ, but I stand here in unity with all those who represent the love of Jesus Christ. In the Unitarian tradition, they recognize the interconnectedness of all people. The pain of one is the pain of all, and the joy of one is the joy of all.
We must also remember and mourn the countless lives lost in other parts of the world. This casket is on stage to remind us of all the beloved people who have lost lives from the conflicts around the world, in Sudan, Yemen, Congo, Somalia, and beyond, and the tens of thousands who have died here from poverty. Each of these individuals was loved, each life was precious and deserving of peace.
As we grieve, we must also commit to building a better world with love, compassion, and justice for all.
Let us hold the memory of those taken from us in our hearts as we strive to create a world where such tragedies cease. Together, through our unity and dedication to peace, we can make this vision of justice a reality.
Who today in this crowd has lost somebody unnecessarily from poverty or from lack of health care? Will you remember them now and commit yourself in their name, their memory? Who in this crowd will stand and remember the children and women killed in Gaza? Who will remember the children and women killed in Israel? Who will remember the millions genocide in Somalia and Yemen and the Congo? Who will remember all of the unnecessary deaths down through the years because of racism and homophobia and Islamophobia and classism? Who today says, because they died, I will be a resurrection, and I will never participate in the taking and the serving of that which would take innocent life? While you hold your hands any way you want to meditate for a second, look at the people in your mind, see them. Choir. Let's take a look at the person beside you and never forget where you were this day. Now, Reverend Dr. Liz Theo Harris, let's give her a hand, is going to come and lead us in our first 3 sections of our commitment. It'll be on the screen, and then I'll lead you in the final 3. And then we're going to sing one thing together that you're going to absolutely, I believe, thank God for.
As members of the June 29th, 2004 Poor People and Low-Wage Workers Mass Assembly and Moral March on Washington and to the polls, we pledge to break the silence about poverty, the 4th leading cause of death in America.
We are the swing vote.
The swing vote. We commit to mobilize and touch 15 million poor and low-wage workers to tell them they have the power to rise and reconstruct our government.
We are the swing vote.
The swing vote. We refuse the cynical approach of those who embrace systemic racism, systemic poverty, environmental devastation, the denial of healthcare, the war economy, and the distorted, immoral vision of religious nationalism.
We are the swing vote.
We are not a violent insurrection responding to the prompts of greedy extremists. We are a non-violent resurrection of the promise of a government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
We are the swing vote. And we will vote. Somebody say by the people. And for the people. I want to ask you on these last 3, we're not going to do the full 17 agenda again, but I want to ask you to repeat these after me. If you're going to help us touch these 15 million, the formula is easy. We need 200 people in 35 states that'll touch 45 people a day for 6 weeks, 6 days a week. That's over 15 million. It's not a heavy lift. And the technology, we got more technology. You know, Harriet Tubman didn't have email, she didn't have Twitter, she didn't have talk, whatever, none of that. She had a made-up mind, moss on the north side of the tree, a North Star in the sky, and she got 700 people out of slavery. We can never allow our foreparents to do more with less, and we do less with more. So all over, stand up now, wherever you are under the trees. We recognize people that could not stay in the street. We knew that, but there were tens of thousands here across there and millions online. But wherever you are, if you can, muster, stand up, if you're able, and repeat after me. We pledge our power, our voices, our votes, our protests, our principles to legislation, litigation, and even nonviolent direct action, agitation when necessary, to ensure that everyone is lifted and the poor are never neglected. Say, we are the swing vote, and we've got power. Power. We commit to waking the sleeping giant all the way up. The sleeping giant of everyday poor and low-wage people who've been silenced far too long by the fake populism of extremists and the compromises of so-called moderates. We are the swing vote, and we've got power. We will rise to the challenge to challenge every candidate for public office to make clear where they stand. stand on a just, loving, truth-telling agenda rooted in our deepest constitutional values, which are establish justice, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and ensure domestic tranquility. Our deepest moral values. We are one nation and one people. And our deepest religious values. Good news to the poor. Every nation will be judged by how you treat the least of these. When I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was naked, did you clothe me? Prison, did you release me? Sick, did you heal me? When I was an immigrant, a stranger, did you welcome me in? Now, somebody's been hurting our people. Somebody's been hurting our children. Somebody's been hurting poor people. Somebody's been hurting us. And it's gone on far too long. And we won't be silent anymore. We are the swing vote. And we got power. 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 And we will use it. And in remembrance of all those that came before us, we're going to take a song back and bring it forward. We shall overcome. Special rendition today, but not we shall overcome someday. We shall overcome today. Because we've got power together. We're going to step aside, let the choir sing, and we're going to close when they finish their last note. You may want to put your placards down for a second. You may want to hug somebody. Tell them I'm glad I'm fighting with you. Not fighting against you, but we on the same team. Everybody under the tree, wherever you are in the back, I see y'all. You see them, Liz? All back there. All around. Come on, choir.
Why are you saying that?
Today. I want you to thank all of the staff, people you didn't see on the stage. All of them running around, all of them everywhere. Hey, come out here, Cass. Come out here, Cass. And Roger's not here, but Reverend Cass, who was our behind the scene, working, making sure time was all right, making sure this happened and that. Where is Cass? And that team, Tina McIntyre, where are you? Things don't just happen. She probably back there fell out. She was so tired. Cass probably fell out. Where is she? Come on, Cass. Come on, Cass. All the organizers, where y'all? But I want Cass to come up. You know, she been keeping us up till all the morning. We got to sing We Shall Overcome. She wasn't letting us fail. Where's she at? Give a big hand, Bob. Don't you ever forget where you were today. That the movement said we're going to touch 15 million. And we declared that we are the swing vote, the real swing vote. The greatest, most powerful swing vote. And we're going to be together. And we're going to make them hear us. Not tomorrow, but today. Now, as you go back to your seats, the choir been messing with me today because we are that movement. And you need to ask somebody if you don't know. We are that movement. Right. And we're not poor because we're lazy. We're not low wage because we're lazy. It's policies. And we are that movement. I wonder if Freddie in the movement, I wonder if y'all used to do something along that as people get ready to go. You remember that beat? You remember that beat? They've been messing around. We are that movement that won't turn around. Is that it? Y'all remember that as you go back? Come on, come on. This is all ad lib. I don't even know where I'm going with this. But then say we are that movement. We are that movement. I said we are that movement. We are that movement. That won't turn around. That won't turn around. We are that movement. We are
people what they want.
Yeah, come on, take it again. Come on. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people.
Finished, right?
Oh, I don't know. I'm taking a break.
Oh, you're from Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Hi. Can I say bye for Grandpa?
Also, remember, we should be thanking you for coming out. Safe journey home.
en país casado.
Mira, muchacho, y yo llamándote de temprano.
Es que mi teléfono se me perdió. Casualmente ayer se me perdió.
¿Fuiste ahí y estaba la guagua?
Sí. Habían 5 guaguas. Pero yo estoy confundida. ¿Es separado a lo del 1199 o es junto?
¿Cómo?
Bueno, para cerrar el video, ¿por qué estamos aquí?
Esta es la asamblea de los pobres y marcha moral en Washington y a las urnas de votación. Estamos aquí para presentar nuestras demandas, no nuestra demanda, nuestro programa de trabajo, lo que nosotros queremos hacer, nuestra agenda, que es una tercera reconstrucción.
Ok, como en México.
Bien.
Están haciendo lo mismo que en México. Primera, segunda y tercera reconstrucción.
We need a
Say in English,
We need a third reconstruction in this country.
Okay.
We are here with the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for a moral revival. And our demands are big, as big is our problems. And we believe that all the issues are interconnected. That's why it's so big, our agenda.
Thank you.
Y la persona que viene contigo, ¿cómo viene?
Sí. Señora, diga hello. Usted diga hello.
Hola, hola. Juntos marcharemos, juntos venceremos.
Yes. And you from Massachusetts, why are you here? Why you came so far?
Well, I've been a
Why you came so
activist
far from Massachusetts? Is it
for
like
about
about
5
6?
years. Well, poverty is so important. You know, it doesn't get addressed enough by our politicians. Even both parties. You know, I think the Democrats are better, but still they don't do enough. So we got to tell them, you got to take it even further. We got to have Medicare for all. We got to have housing for everybody. We got to have a Green New Deal. We got to end mass incarceration. We got to end gun violence. We got to do all the points you're talking about here today.
But what about the people that commit crimes? They can be free. They can.
No, we
they
can't.
can. Let us say they beat your auntie to death, and he can be free. It's okay.
No, that's not what we're saying. But
Okay,
there's a
we
lot of
want to make
people
clear.
We're not talking about making society more dangerous. If anything, we're saying, you know, people who are
Because
in
when
prison,
people are criminal, people are criminal. People commit
yeah,
crime,
if
people
someone's a
commit
violent
crime.
criminal, I don't support, you know,
Do you support violent criminals?
no, I don't support violent criminals.
Okay.
But there's a lot of people in jail, for example, for marijuana use who shouldn't be in jail for that.
Oh no, definitely not.
And
That's a
that
little
law was
thing.
specifically passed to target minorities and to
Yes.
put them all in prison. So,
They just don't forget, no Sharia law in the United States.
what's that?
No Sharia law in the United States.
No Sharia law. That's right.
Yeah, we don't want that in here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hi people, say hello. Say hello. Okay, saying goodbye. Look at her running. No Sharia law. All right. ¿Dónde diablos se fue ella?
I thought you was a brother, a traveling brother, man. So when you approached me, I said, oh, here go one of my good brothers. But you know what? I am my brother's keeper and start traveling. Same here. God bless you, man.
Ni hama, ni hama. Ni hama. Hola.
Una foto, no te puedo dar.
Acá salude para el recuerdo. Hágase para allá, para allá. Ella, que se... Hay que guardar foto para el recuerdo. Uy, ¿qué pasó aquí? Se está yendo. Bueno, ahí. Saludos. Antes que se acabe la cámara, que se va a acabar. Estoy buscando a la señora, no sé dónde está.